Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty and this is the start of a very exciting vlog because I am going to London and I'm going to be seeing Ateez. For those who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, Ateez is a K-pop group. I very recently got into K-pop, like June this year. A friend of mine has been trying to get me into it for over a year now. Or spent about a year trying to get me into K-pop because she is a big K-pop stan. She's like, you know, BTS and all of that. Hey, I got a cat right in front of me. And then I finally caved this year. I started listening to her favourite group, Ateez, back in like end of May, beginning of June, like the last sort of 2 weeks of May. At first, the first time I listened to them last year, I was a bit like, not going to enjoy this. And then now I'm absolutely addicted. Very quickly followed, I fell in love with various other bands, and then Ateez's like younger brothers came out in with their debut this year as well, Xikers, so I've kind of just fallen for them. And then finally there's Extraordinary Heroes that Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction loves. But this is, I'll put the thing up here that shows all of the bands that are going to be performing, and I've spent the last month listening to Ginty. Stop being a pest. I've spent the last month listening to their music to try and sort of at least be familiar with one or two songs, hopefully, for each band when they come on. There's only one artist so far that I've listened to that I'm just like, I've not really enjoyed any of their music. I'm not going to say who because that's not really fair, but there is one that I'm not so excited about. The cat is literally going to knock this in a minute. But the more exciting thing for me is that obviously I get to see Ateez for the first time. It's my first K-pop concert. It's my first concert that I've attended in like 6 years. I'm a little bit worried because where my health has deteriorated quite a lot in the past few years, and so obviously I am concerned about whether my stomach's going to be okay, whether my head's going to be okay. But, you know, and there have been some stresses with this concert. Like, originally, everything was fine. I bought my ticket, no problem. I bought entry to soundcheck, no problem. And then it turned out that the very first people who bought soundcheck, the people who were organising it didn't do the form correctly. You were supposed to insert your details with like your name and everything, and for the first batch of people that didn't happen. I was not one of those people, so when I ordered mine I got my code straight away, everything was absolutely fine, and then they were like, oh, because of the mistake that we made, everyone now, if you have purchased soundcheck, you now have to also prove that you've bought the tickets for the golden circle, which is like the highest tier. I sent that form back on the 13th of October and I got an email back on the 2nd of November, 6 days before the concert, to say that I'd submitted it wrong. So what I've had to do is I've got my phone, got my uncle's phone, taken a photo of my ticket on my phone screen, and I've taken a photo that I know Ashley said she's done with hers, and I sent both back yesterday. But of course they told me just before the weekend, so there's probably no guarantee that they will see it before Monday, and I'm just kind of stressing out about that. Because everything was fine, I had no stresses, no worries, everything was perfect, and now I'm worried that my 3 friends are all going to go into the venue because their tickets are fine, even though they were the ones that originally had the issue and I didn't. I'm now the one that could be not let in. So yeah, I am stressing a little bit about that. But anyway, I leave Tuesday morning quite early to get into London for about 10:30. I'm meeting up with Ashley in London. We're gonna do a bit of sightseeing. As soon as we're able to check into the hotel, which is 2 o'clock, we're gonna go to the hotel, check in, get changed, get comfortable, go back into the city, do a bit more sightseeing, and then in the evening we're meeting up with 2 of my other friends, and we've booked for a Korean restaurant. And I've never had Korean food before, so I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because of the whole, you know, I can't eat spicy food for my health, and I don't want to be eating, and I don't like fish, so I'm kind of a bit like, am I going to find something that I want to eat? But I have emailed the restaurant and asked for recommendations, so fingers crossed they get back to me quite quickly. But we're going to be meeting there. Then obviously the day of the concert, we're going to be getting food and stuff in the morning. And then I think because we're not all going straight into general admissions, I feel like we don't need to queue stupidly early, but we'll see how it goes. And then obviously we've got the concert, and then the next day we're going to be going book shopping. I've got my other friend Yaz I might be meeting up with if we get time and we can meet up. And so yeah, we're going to do some book shopping, find a cafe, do some reading, and slowly start to recover. I'm really excited. I'm also kind of nervous because, again, it's been a while since I've been in London. It's been over a year. I did all right last time. This time I've bought myself an Oyster card so I don't end up with the same problem that I had last time, which was that on day one it let me use my phone and use my card to travel, and then on day two it was like, no, you can't use that. It just didn't work. So I will have my Oyster card ready this time and I'll be buying tickets. Everything's paid for, everything's booked, and I can't wait. The only thing that I was waiting on was... where did I put it? The only thing I was waiting on and I was kind of stressing over was an outfit, because I did not have anything that I felt was like K-pop appropriate. So I went to Shein and for the first time ever bought stuff from Shein, and I got an express delivery as well, so I was kind of stressing, but I only put the order in 5 days ago and it's just arrived. So I've got a shirt that I'm hoping is going to fit. I bought a little photo card holder and some trousers. These are the important thing. I want to go try it on and I'll come back in a minute. I am euphoric. But the trousers, it's everything that I was wanting and more, but look at these trousers. And the top and the outfit, like, oh my god, I feel euphoric. That's the backup option, and this is the actual outfit I envisioned. Like, I love the shirt details. The day has arrived. We're off to London. Well, I'm off to London. And I feel like absolute crap because I had a really bad night. Yesterday I woke up feeling really not great. And I thought that maybe the COVID was back. But no, it was just a migraine. Spent all day yesterday feeling off and trying to control it. Thought I'd got it. Decided to go to bed at 9, get a decent night's sleep. But of course, the usual happened and I slept fantastic from 9 till 1. Woke up at 1 AM, needing to go to the toilet, and that was it. I was awake until nearly 6, I think it was, before I fell back asleep again. Because my head went and I spent that whole 5 hours trying to, A, fall asleep, and B, get my... Spent that time just sort of trying to, get to sleep, get my head under control. So it means that I'm absolutely exhausted and I'm at risk of having a really bad migraine by the time I go to bed tonight, which would be great. But yeah, either way, I leave in 15 or so minutes, so I'm just getting my last bits together. I'm so tired. I've reached London. I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep well at all last night and I'm knackered. So yeah, but I will show you my hotel room. And then Ashley is upstairs. Nope, she's a floor below me, so she's gone to go get changed, have a shower and everything and freshen up, and I'm gonna have a quick nap because I'm knackered. And then we're meeting some friends at 5, and I've already been book shopping because why not? I didn't film going into Forbidden Planet because it was quite busy and I didn't really want to film people and have to deal with blocking out their faces. But we did go to Forbidden Planet, and I was kind of disappointed with the selection. I remember the last time I went to Forbidden Planet in London, there was, everywhere you looked, books were like on stupid sale prices, and it was like, you know, books for £3 and £2. Yeah, there was loads with like £1 or £2 off, but none that had like massive discounts. But they did have their 3 for 2 manga, and I also picked up one that was £2 off. So I've got A Magic Steeped in Poison, I got Way of the House Husband, Restart After Coming Back Home, and because I want to keep on with a series, Imakoi Volume 2. And then I read a little bit of Dark Shades of Magic on the train before my head decided it had had enough and I needed to sleep. So yeah, I'm just now gonna unpack, get all my bits ready, and get ready for going out for dinner later. So catch you in a bit. Come into my hotel and we have my little closet space. It's actually quite spacious. And then safe and some drawers and drying rack, ironing board, an iron, a little desk area. I really like having the little table. There's quite a lot of space compared to the last hotel I stayed in. This is really spacious. And a nice big bed, and then bathroom. So yeah, quite nice, quite good. Happy, good. And the best part is that if I go to the window, there's the arena. There's Wembley Stadium, and the arena is this building here. So literally we are a literal stone's throw away from the arena, which is fantastic, and that's what makes the money worth it. This is such a bright light, and at 3 o'clock in the morning when you need to pee was not the one. But yeah, I had food, I saw friends, I felt better after I ate something. But on the underground, while I was, you know, travelling to and from the hotel, the cars of the underground were just so rocky, and we were literally like this all the whole time, and I just felt really crap. And when I got back to the hotel last night, the second time after being in town, we'd been on the underground for about 20 minutes in total, and honest to God, I felt like I had just stepped off a boat, and I had like motion sickness. So I ended up buying some motion sickness tablets yesterday in order to hope. And then I stayed up a tiny bit later than planned because I had planned the second we got back to the hotel, go to sleep. Instead, it was like 11 o'clock before I got to sleep. But oh my God, I fell asleep and that was it. I did not know the world existed again until 8 o'clock this morning. And honestly, I could still happily go back to sleep. I am feeling a bit lethargic. I can feel my stomach is trying to flare up a little bit. And I feel a little bit sick, and I'm like, oh God, please don't have an IBS flare at the freaking concert, because that would be my idea of my worst nightmare. So I've dosed up with every medication known to mankind in order to not have that happen. I really wish I also had a white bra instead of my bra that's gone a bit grey, but whatever. But I am con ready. My lightini is in my bag. And then I remembered at the very last second that there is one thing that I forgot to pack yesterday, and that was my thermal jumper. Because it's quite lightweight, but it's also really, really warm and insulated. And considering we're going to be standing outside and it is raining, yesterday was lovely and sunny and beautiful. Today it's raining and cloudy and grim. So it's going to be a lot colder. I've got my jacket that I'm going to wear, but just wearing a jacket with this is not good. So I've come up with a solution, and what I will be wearing is my pajama top, because this is like quite fluffy, thermal, warm material. So I'm going to be wearing this on top, and then my coat that will both go into my bag for the concert. And if they don't go in the bag, unfortunately, this will go in a bin and I will just deal. But yeah, let's do a quick fit check and get ready to go and get some food and then go to the queue. So this is me. I've got obviously my thingy. I don't know if to keep my hair down or put it up and have like a really, really high, I don't know why I'm doing that, and have like a really high ponytail and have it like this. I don't know, but yeah, this is me. Good already. Feeling somewhat fabulous, somewhat crap. But that's about me on a normal day. So yeah, let's go. After 4 hours of queuing, being pissed on with rain and freezing cold and hypothermia, we are finally here. Look how close to the stage. My first Ateez concert.
That's me, I'm on June, thank you so much!
Lean back, microphone, volume up. Sit back and relax, everybody. 이끌어라, 이게 우리 소리야. One, two, three. Slow it down, make it classy. Fine, John got spicy. Chunga got you right. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. Fully motivated.
Okay, I am home from the concert and my voice has largely come back now. But yeah, all I'm going to say is I ended up having to cut the trip short. I was supposed to have done loads more filming yesterday because I was supposed to have been meeting up with friends on the Thursday, going out for meals, doing stuff, spending the day in London, then not getting home till like 11 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, on Wednesday night, I fell asleep okay and my night started okay after the concert. But then I woke up at 5 a.m. with a combination of a migraine and some of the medications that I had been taking with doctor's permission, but I had been taking over the course of a couple of days in order to make sure my body would be okay and that I would be able to cope with the concert. The side effects decided to hit me. Normally it takes 3 days for them to kick in, but they kicked in on the second day, and so I was dealing with all of that. I woke up at 5 a.m. I spent 2 hours in a lot of pain trying to get it all under control, and then basically as soon as it hit 7:30 I was out and gone, and I just got the first train that I could home. And it has left me I'm still feeling a little bit hungover from it. I'm still feeling very tired. My whole body hurts, especially my shoulders from where I was carrying my backpack. This arm from where that was the one that I was using to pull the bag on, and my ribs and back are really hurting and my thighs, so I needed I needed a bit. I have uploaded some TikToks with various bits on if you are interested. So I am sorry that it's not more of a vlog. I was hoping to do way more stuff while I was out. But reflections on the concert. Oh, the concert itself was absolutely incredible. Seeing all the artists and everything was just so good. Like, you've just seen some of the artists singing and I've written who everybody is. The only problem is I was like roaring and screaming so much that when it got to the moment that I'd been waiting for the whole show, which was at the end of Gorilla by Ateez, everyone screams "Break the Wall," and I had screamed so much by that point that in the build up to it, I get like this feeling in my throat. And when I get that feeling, I know for a fact that it's like, if I try to force anything, I'm just going to puke. And I felt that feeling as we hit that point, and I was like, no! So it's like on the video, you hear me, sort of the pre-bit, you hear it, and then you hear a tiny cough, and I was like, I cannot scream this. So I just decided to stand there and record it and get the experience of everybody else screaming it. But it was so good. All of the artists were there. It took me until I got home, though, before it really hit that I'd seen Ateez, because it was like, up until now they've just been people on my phone or on tiny bits of paper, and then suddenly it was like I got home and I was looking at the wall display I've got in my room with them on, and I was just like, holy shit, they were there. And then that's when the tears started, and that's when the like realization that, oh my god, that was real. And it was just incredible. I went into the show sort of only really hugely invested in a couple of the acts and came out of the show absolutely in love with everybody. And P1 Harmony completely blew me away. I did not expect them to be as incredible as they were. And they were even down a man because one of them was sick. But every act was really good. Boy Next Door, again, another one that really surprised me with how good they were. The leader lost his ear pack, like his microphone pack fell off, and he was like, guys, they all went to the center stage into the middle, and he was like, guys, wait, I've lost my headphones, and I had to go off to go and get that fixed. We were all like, it's okay. Oh, you can hear that my voice started to go again. We were like, it's okay. And he was like, guys, I'm so sorry. It was too cute. And I made the people that I was with, I made one of them burst out laughing because she likes Boy Next Door. And I was like, who's the shorty in the wellies? And because one of the guys, he was like quite short compared to the rest. He had blonde hair, glasses, and he was wearing these boots that looked like mint green to me, they look like welly boots. And I just was like, who's the shorty with the green wellies? And she just burst out laughing and was like, oh my god, that's incredible. I still don't know who he is. I need to look it up. And yeah, it was really good. And with Stacey, I don't normally like really sort of girly groups and like that sort of what I consider to be quite sickly sweet groups where it's all like la 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 kind of thing. But they were so good and so energetic, you couldn't help but love them, and they were so sweet and cute, and I have fallen in love with one of them. But everyone's vocals were on point. I don't think anyone missed. The only sort of hiccup they had was, unfortunately, Ateez didn't play my most anticipated songs. They played Bouncy, which was one of them. They played Gorilla, which was one of them. But my absolute top all-time songs for them are Turbulence, Wonderland, and Answer, and Halazia. So those four are kind of like my absolute, and they didn't play any of those, which I was a little bit like, oh, because obviously it was my first experience seeing them live. I wanted one of my alt songs and they didn't, and I was a bit like, that's not fair. But there was another song that I desperately hoped was going to get played by another of the artists, and they did, and I was...
So, the next song is Pluto.
And that was Pluto by Extraordinary Heroes. The album's only been out like, 10 days or something like that, and I have listened to the song Pluto religiously. I love it. It's become one of my favourite songs of the year. And literally, I was like, if they play this song, I will die. And they played it, but that was when the mics decided to stop working, and it was like, oh my god. The two that came out onto the walkway, their mics weren't working, and it was Julian whose thing wasn't working, and he is my favourite vocalist. He is my bias in the group, and that song in particular, his and Jungsu's vocals together, and they couldn't do it because the mics broke. And I was like, oh my god. I still cried because it was just so good and the song is so beautiful. And Xikers as well. I feel like Xikers is where I kind of lost my voice to begin with, because I was absolutely howling for them, to the point that there was a woman next to me who really gave me a concerned look at how, like, almost aggressively I was cheering them on. She was just like, whoa, this woman's going feral. And I was like, you're fucking right I am, because it's their first time in the UK, and these guys, some of them are still teenagers, so obviously I wanted to show them as much love as I could, and they sang Rockstar. I was like, I think it was the last song they did, and I was like starting to lose hope, because they only got 4 songs each, and at that point we'd had Do or Die, which I adore. We'd had Tricky House, then Homeboy, and I was starting to stress out, but then they did Rockstar, which is my absolute favourite song of theirs, and Sian, who is my bias again in Xikers, he is one of the lead vocalists for that song, so I was just in my element and I was super happy, and it was just incredible. I had a great time. There are some negatives. I don't want to focus on those because I am still compiling in my head an email to send to complain. So we arrived at 10 in the morning. There weren't that many people there. I'd say there was about 100 people already there. A nice orderly queue had been formed, starting at the doors and working their way around the edge of the sort of forecourt and like the quad area. Everything was fine. Everyone was chill and calm. And then all of a sudden, some girls started running forward. Oh, the security started to bring out the barriers, and some people started to run forward towards the barrier. And then obviously everyone else was like, what's going on? So everyone started like moving, and then the guards pushed everybody back, which again, understandable. But then people just kept sort of this, I think it was the same group, either didn't understand what was being told of them or were just so desperate to get to the front they would do anything. And they just kept surging, which was then causing a big crowd surge. And it started to get quite dangerous because I saw people getting squashed and getting pushed. There were people constantly screaming, please get back, and trying to get everyone to move back. And security did keep moving us and telling us to go over here, go over there, move back to there. And I think in the first 2 hours, we were moved about 8 times by security. But it was getting more, people were getting more and more panicky and more aggressive when moving. People were starting to get crushed and squashed because everyone was squeezing in, and everyone was so frustrated by that point with the fact that we kept being told to move that they were just like, right, I'm not moving. So everyone was getting more and more squashed, but no one would move because they didn't want to give up their place. And then the thing that really, really pissed us off is finally security set up the gate. We got to the gate, we'd been there for about an hour, and we were literally in the first, I reckon, 60 to 70 people going in. So if that had have stayed there, we would have got barrier, we would have been front of stage, exactly where we were wanting, not a problem. The security guard came over to us and went, we need everyone to go back and go to the back of the quad. And so we were like, well, because at this point security is telling us to do it, when up until now it's just been random people telling us, we were like, okay, we will do it because they've told us. So we walked back. As we came back, a cluster of people from further over shot forward, filled up where we'd just been, and security said nothing. So we ended up going from right here at the entrance to the gate, about 60 people in, to back here, about 200 people back. And then the way they'd set it up, there were people coming down the stairs and they were just slotting in. Then there was, like, when they let us through to get to they've set up a weaving barrier, ready to check our tickets and do bag checks, or so we thought. We'd been lining this direction the whole time, and then suddenly they were like, oh no, we want you to now line this way. And so everybody surged. We got thrown out of the queue. By the time we got in, we must have been about 400 or 500 back when we'd started off in the first sort of 60. And it was so dangerous the way they kept moving everyone. And certainly that very last bit, as they were letting us into the weaving queue to then like filter us in to get our tickets checked, that move was so dangerous. So yeah, the whole thing was chaotic, disorganized. It was pouring down with rain as well, so there were people with hypothermia by the end of it. So yeah, there were a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of complaints about the organisation and about how slow everything was. We were nearly late for sound check because they were so slow in getting us through and checking everything. As we came in, we overheard, I think it was Ashley overheard security saying to one of the staff members, "This is more people than you said." And so, because we'd been wondering if they'd oversold the sound check, because normally only a couple of hundred people get in, and this was like 700-800 people. It had to have been at least that got into sound check. And yeah, we actually heard the venue staff saying, "This isn't right, this is too many people." So no wonder it took so long. And we literally got in, I think, 5 minutes before sound check started, when we were supposed to have been in an hour earlier, and everything had got pushed back, and it wasn't very well organised. But the show itself, the artists, the bands, all the music was fantastic. The people that I ended up spending the day with were incredible. There were a lot of positives. There were also quite a few bad things. And as I said, I'm composing an email, and I know of at least 20 other people who are all going to be doing the same thing and putting in formal complaints about the organisation and about the danger that they were putting people in, not even just for the rain, but for the way that the crushes were starting to happen. And like where people were literally like screaming for everyone to back up so people could breathe, and nobody was. And I'm not going to say it was security beat, because security were doing the best they could. The security, they didn't even get their briefing until like 2 o'clock. So until 2 o'clock, they didn't even know what was going on. All they could really do was just keep us calm, tried to keep us in one area, and they really were doing their best. So I can't really fault security. There was one guard who at one point started to get really like, "I said move!" And it was like, "But we are moving and we're doing exactly what you've told us." And I looked around and I was like, literally everybody is doing what you're telling them. I don't know why you're screaming. I think that one just stood out because all the other security had been really calm, really chill, and had been really respectful. And then this guy who hadn't even been around all day, he just suddenly appeared and then started shouting, and we were all like, "Who the fuck are you?" And like I turned to my nice security guard that I'd been sort of communicating with all day, and he was just like, "Just keep going." And I was like, okay. But yeah, it was a great weekend. I wish I'd been able... midweek. It was a great few days. I wish I'd been able to have stayed in London for the full day yesterday. It would have been lovely to have like met up with Yaz and gone and done some more book shopping. But yeah, I've been chatting for 20 minutes, and this wasn't supposed to be that kind of vlog. But I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy the clips. I hope what bits of the vlog I did do you enjoyed. And yeah, hopefully next time it'll be more vlog and less me not feeling great. But I did have a great time. The acts were incredible. I now have about 5 new K-pop artists that I'm going to be following and stanning that I wasn't expecting to. And yeah, I made some really lovely friends along the way. So let me know if you were attending Korea on stage in London and what your thoughts were, and did you have a good night? And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you guys on the next one. I hope you're good. I hope you're staying safe, and until next time, bye.